the adults in the world
Yeah.
because they're just all douches, and then Chris Evans kind of explains why he's a deadbeat dad, and
Like Rey
then
Mysterio.
yeah, like deadbeat Rey Mysterio, even though Rey Mysterio wasn't, which makes it even more funnier. Hi everyone, and welcome to another brand new Christmassy, even though it's after Christmas episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the man who has been serving Santa Claus for 300 years and decided, hey, I should retire, but I look like I'm in my 50s. Carl Charles, I'm not in
And
50s,
the
but
champion of Krampus Slap,
Krampus.
CY Chung.
And today, as it's the festive season, you can tell I'm wearing a gingerbread Christmas shirt. We're gonna be talking about a film that spent 2 weeks at the cinema and then went straight to Prime, which I found out is originally meant to be a Prime film anyway, so that makes sense. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us. And this is the Trip Around the Multiverse podcast where we talk about lots of things that we find entertaining, like through the entertainment world, like movies, wrestling, comic books, video games, and other cool stuff.
And sometimes some stuff we don't find entertaining. Some movies that we hate, and sometimes people that we dislike.
Yeah, we dislike. Yeah. All for the joy of fun. You know, it's for fun. It's not.
When we got started, I thought, because I didn't see the gingerbread men exactly in your shirt, I thought you were wearing the rock style 1999,
oh no, I wish
$100,000 shirts. That I was like, oh, he's going in the character. Okay.
I wish. Oh, did you see? This is a weird side tangent before we get started. That he recreated. I think for Christmas Day, he recreated the actual image again with the. He had the wig. He had the shirt with the chain.
And the tissue on the elbow.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't see that. I have to have a look at that.
Yeah, I saw him walk. He did a video with him walking around the house in it. I was like, oh, he's hilarious. But yes, now
I'm sure you've seen it. Tagging onto that, when he went on the Graham Norton show and they asked him about it, and he explained, and he's talking to Jeff Goldblum and someone else explaining to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. And then Graham Norton shows the picture of them two already doing it. I think it's Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
They'd already taken a picture in the same thing, doing the same stuff as The Rock was doing.
90s fashion was crazy.
But Red One, yes. All right.
Red One.
But we watched this both on Prime because we didn't go to cinema to watch it.
No,
right?
No.
Didn't have. What did you think of it?
I'm gonna be honest. At first, I went in because I heard things about it. I was like, oh, okay. I went in thinking, it's not gonna be that great, and I struggled through like the first 10 minutes because I had that like thought in the back of my head, really like, oh, you don't like this already. But then getting through it and watching, I was like, you know what? It's not a bad film. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I feel like comparing it to something like Kraven the Hunter, which has high budget and everything, you could tell, right? That it's got money in it, even if it's not great, right?
Yeah.
Here, it had money, but not to that standard, right? Not to say it's terrible or whatever, but you'd be like, that's why I was like, oh, I think it was a streaming film and not a cinema film.
Yeah, because that's when I realized watching it. Because like, okay, some of the effects in it are really good, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, some of them.
But it's not a bombastic movie, if you know what I mean.
No.
For example, they're fighting a snowman army or stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's some snowmen they do fight, but it's not as if at the end, like they get swarmed by masses of them, and then their Santa Claus army goes and fights the snowman, all that stuff. You know,
all that stuff,
it's like it's a bit more low key than that.
Yeah, more low key than I thought of me. But yeah. I enjoyed it.
Chris Evans was pre-Captain America Chris Evans, way back to when he was doing like Not a Teen Movie or Cellular and that stuff.
Yeah,
the classic Chris Evans. Wait, retro Chris Evans?
I would say maybe Fantastic Four Chris Evans, because even then he wasn't jacked. But
it's before 2010 Chris Evans when he started being more straight-laced as Captain America.
Yeah.
And then now he's like, I've been Captain America. Back to
the
back original.
To how he was like in Knives Out and stuff like that. Yeah. Which was good in that.
Yeah. In which people were like, when he done Knives Out, I was like, yeah, but that's partly how he used to act.
Yeah.
So it was just a transition from day to day because he had to be more a
Pedestrian.
bit more hammy,
Yeah.
a bit more cocky.
Yeah.
We
More
could do
human.
that as Captain America.
Yeah, more like human rather than like a icon like Captain America's going to be. Yeah.
Yep. The Rock was The Rock.
Yeah. No change there.
I did like that. Without spoilers or anything, but I did like that they set up like Christmas was a military operation style thing.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
It kind of gave the gimmick of, okay, this Santa Claus film is a specialized, systematic approach to putting things in people's houses.
Yeah, and I like when they elaborate on it later. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Like this film's got really like well thought out ideas in it. I'll give it that. Like it's smarter than it should be.
I think sometimes they don't take it to where you're thinking, all right, this is a more original concept or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's what's it, PG 13, 12A?
Yeah, I think like PG 13, 12A. Yeah.
I think I mean, obviously not expecting a huge level of violence or anything like that, but they just kind of like keep it to where they know their audience is.
Yeah.
Nothing too complicated.
No, family. It's literally that's what it is. Like
actually, speaking of complicated, right? Yeah. You remember the original Mission Impossible?
Yes. Super complicated.
I think that's for 12A or something like that, right?
No, it's PG. It's PG.
It's PG. Yeah. People are saying, well, that film was very complicated, and I'm like, like, how do you expect 10-year-olds to follow this film?
Yeah. That's why I was super surprised that they got a sequel. Then the sequel went so far left. Like, okay.
Just they're like, this is the most simplest, straightforward thing there is.
Yeah, disease. And then the rest of them,
from 3 onwards, they're like, let's just kind of level it out a bit.
Yeah, which that's when it gets better, if I'm honest. Because don't get me wrong, I like 2, but 2 is the weird stepchild of all of them. It's like it doesn't fit in any of them.
No.
But yeah. Back to Red One.
Yep.
I liked even though he wasn't in it much. J.K. Simmons. I liked him.
John C. I mean, you're gonna say what? He wasn't. No. Definitely did that to you because I could not see him in the entire film.
I don't know why that came to my head because I just saw him somewhere. But yeah, like he was good as Santa, but he's hardly. I just realized now he's hardly in it.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah. He's literally in the beginning and the end. That's
literally I think Lucy Liu as well probably has the same amount of screen time as well.
Yeah.
She does her bit. She disappears. She comes back. She does,
Yeah.
And Sabrina. I don't know her name. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
I knew it earlier because I had someone say it.
Not old Sabrina. Melissa Joan Hart.
Modern Sabrina.
Yeah.
Kira, I can't remember. I'm going to try and butcher her name. Feel bad.
Sounds Irish, doesn't it? I don't know. Yes. Not.
I think she's English. I don't know, but yeah, she was good as.
And she's in it for a bit, but not as much as also you think it is. It's like Chris Evans and The Rock are mainly the guys that are.
Yeah.
I don't want to say carrying film, but they've got the most screen time.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's like 80% them, and then like the left 20% is sprinkled between everyone else in the film.
Yeah. Not to say they're hugging screen time. It's just they're doing that, and the film follows them, so it makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. Well,
I think it's a pretty straightforward film. It had the Christmas vibes, how like be a better parent and all that stuff.
Be a better parent.
How it is when I don't know if you've ever seen some of them Hallmark movies where the single mother or it's the single parent, and then they meet someone, and then and then the children,
that classic.
And it had some good concepts. And good use of CG when it needed. Like it wasn't one of those where, for example, at the end of Shang-Chi where they just like,
CGI fight.
Like, no, it was there when it was needed there.
Yeah.
And what was good is when they have like stuff like the big polar bear, which is on the posters and nothing. Where it didn't look janky or it didn't look too fake.
Even like when you see some like the penguins and the like trolls and whatever weird things were in this film. Yeah, they didn't look like budget CGI. Like, okay, this.
But do you think that's because this movie was meant to come out last year and not this year, and they had more time to
I think that I reckon that's what it is, because I didn't know until I was reading Wikipedia a minute ago. It was like, this film finished filming in February 2023. So why is it coming at the end of 2024?
Yeah.
Did it need that much like post production? But I don't know.
No, does it, by the way, feel like a part 1 to you? As in, there's things they could cover in a sequel. Would you think it is kind of it doesn't leave loose ends or anything like that.
No,
I just feel
no.
like that they've got some bits and pieces where they could continue stuff, and I don't know if that's the aim or you know how films nowadays. I don't know if you remember seeing Robin Hood, the one with Jamie Foxx and that.
Yeah, what's his name? Agent.
Yeah, the Kingsman geezer.
Yeah.
And then they left at the end proper a sequel bait, and I'm like, well.
But wasn't that because they want to do some weird, not weird, it's not very bad. Like some medieval shared universe thing in it.
I don't know. I think at the end they could be wrong. I think at the end is when the sheriff of Nottingham kind of takes power, and then it's going to set up that feud.
Yeah.
Like,
but,
all right, well, you know, not to say this film does exactly like that, but they've got stuff they could continue if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But but when you watch it, you're like, it concludes itself enough.
Yeah. But I also feel like if they want to do a sequel,
where do you go, right?
Not than that, like I don't think you could do sequel. It have to be like prequel.
Oh, it could do, yeah.
Yeah, because that's quite interesting. There's like certain concepts coming. Like, okay, that'd be kind of cool to see why it went that way. But okay.
Or they could follow some of the other side characters. Yeah. And when you say the sequel, you know, there's a certain pair of characters that could have their sequel to get them to the point where they are in this film.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, because when you brought that, that's an interesting concept. Didn't think about it. Yeah.
Okay, overall, but you say it's a fine film. It's not. I want to say it's spectacular or something. It's also a Christmas film, so it goes a certain cliche route.
Yeah. You know, there's no.
It's fine. It's not terrible. It's above average, I think.
Yeah.
As far as being entertaining, but that might just because of the leads in it as well.
Yeah. Because like, I was more interested in Chris Evans' character than The Rock's, because like we said, Rock's just The Rock. You know, nothing's gonna really.
Yeah.
Change with
I mean, they have him as the kind of colonel commander of the Christmas troops or whatever it is, and it's like, okay, well, he looks like that part.
Yeah, but then that's it. It's like, okay, it's not like his character. You never feel like anything bad's anything's gonna happen to him. Or the only thing like the wrinkle they've given to his character, like from all these other characters, is that he's one day from retirement, sort of thing. That's only literal, like.
But isn't it all these heist movies where that guy is one day from retirement, or one last job or whatever, right?
Yeah. But you know.
Yeah, like you say, he gets his one little gimmick, right? But then they kind of not elaborate on everything. If he didn't have that gimmick, he wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
So they kind of had to, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, he's not in a huge amount of danger. Except for the one scene where he is.
But is he?
Or the one scene where you're thinking, how's he going to get out of this,
Yeah, it's like, result.
And then it's like when we were saying about Die Hard 4, yeah? He's Bruce Willis, and Chris Evans is Justin Long.
Basically, yeah. Well,
I do like it where it's like people come in there and they don't know what's going on. And then you get the other character who does explain the stuff to them. It's just one of those things where you're like, it makes sense, because you got to explain to the audience as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Evans.
And sometimes they need to explain what they have to, because if they explain too much, then you start like, not the audience will accept it or not. It's just like you're over explaining it.
Yeah.
You're mansplaining it to me.
Yeah, we don't need that. But I guess we go into the story and spoilers.
Yeah. So actually, fun enough, at the beginning, it's like it's the standard Santa Claus in the mall sort of thing.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons is like, oh, yeah, would you wish one? Then you get some influencer with his camera trying to jump the queues, and then Rock's like just step up to him saying, "Sir," right? You know how it's respectful, but it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
He's giving the same energy back as he's been given.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so like weirdly passive aggressive, but not like, okay.
Because he said, "Sir, you can't skip the queue," and then the guy's giving him some guff for like, "Oh, I'm a streamer, blah blah blah. Come on, man, it only took 2 minutes for Santa to put the thing on. It could have been done by now." Blah blah. He goes, "No, sir, you cannot skip in front of the children.
Yeah,
so you can step back, or I will put you back."
And you're like, "Ooh,
yeah,
he could."
And then when the guy walks in a huff away because he's the one being rude, and now he can't accept it being someone being not rude necessarily back to him, but a bit more
but call him out.
assertive.
Yeah. Not let him get away with what he wants. Yeah.
Exactly. So he runs off, and then Rock's like to the children, yeah, you're next, and he thumbs up and like winking, yeah. Because sometimes you gotta do that. But then so when it started like that, I was like, oh, so, and then the military came and take him out, and I thought, oh, is he a military colonel? It's J.K. Simmons from. Didn't watch the trailers or anything like that.
Yeah, neither did I.
Didn't know if he was actually Santa Claus, but I thought, oh, okay, does that mean he's someone in the military?
Yeah. He's
playing Santa Claus for them all for this segment. Okay, and that's why Rock's military. All right. I'm trying to put the pieces together in my head already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it turns out the military and him are actual have a some sort of conjunction.
Yeah, and because later on when it's like Lucy Lou says like, oh, so the higher ups in the world, they're in on this. Okay, okay.
Yeah. That kind of makes sense. Did they use the fighter jets to help him back to the Antarctic?
Yeah.
Like, all right. Okay. Okay,
cool. They thought this through.
And so then like to say this is where Jake so Mrs. Claus is talking to Santa.
Yeah.
And then Rock's coming in and she knows what's up. So clearly they've had some sort of conversation before.
Yeah.
And he goes to give his letter of give a blank envelope to J.K. Simmons, and we all kind of at this point know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Even though they don't say it, right?
No, but it's kind of like.
Yeah. And J.K. Simmons takes it, and then he just puts it down and goes, "Help me with my reps."
Yeah.
Not like he's blanking. I think he's just like, why? I don't need to look at it, but I just like to know why.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. And then I think what did Rock say? There's too many people on the naughty list.
Like no one's. Basically, when he sees people now, he don't see their inner child anymore. Just sees like a person accepted that they're a douche and.
Yeah, the entitlement, right? Just like the geese at the beginning.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think during this as well, they don't have a flashback of why Chris Evans is the way he is.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. At the very beginning of the movie, the very beginning, before this entire all that takes place. Sorry, you go on. You tell them what happens in the flashback.
I can't really remember it.
Okay. I do believe him and his cousin.
Stealing
presents from under the tree.
Yeah,
or something like that, right?
And then, oh wait, why can't I remember this? Because I kind of watched this part on Christmas Day, and then because people were talking, we stopped the film, so I kind of missed this.
Did you watch it with your family?
I tried to. Cause then it was like, you know what? Let's watch something that we actually all seen before, so we can talk and stuff, and not like.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
And I'm meant to go back to it, and I just didn't. I was like, okay, I'll start from the wall bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got in trouble for something, and he was like, from this day on, is it basically his villain origin story in a way? Yeah.
Also forgot to mention as well. Now you remind me of that where he shows that he's quote unquote evil, but not evil, right?
Yeah.
By doing some stuff that like he's I don't want to say a mutant because he's got the ability to position stuff and put stuff there and know where the cameras are and all that stuff. But that's because they say, oh, he's a tech god.
Yeah.
That's why. But then he does so then he breaks into somewhere to plant something, right?
Yeah, like a university or something. Yeah.
Just to show you can do it, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end where you got a little baby with a lollipop, yep.
Yeah.
And then Chris Evans walks up to it, and you see the next scene, baby's crying, right? And Chris Evans then takes the wrap off the lollipop and is eating it, and he's just walking away casually. I was like, wow. Stealing candy from a baby. Yes, exactly.
You're making him that evil. Okay, I get it.
Well, yeah.
Well, not really, but yeah.
It's like that tame level of comedic evil rather than
not full blown like.
Exactly. The whole point of it is obviously he'd be able to turn back, not like a bit like the John Walker thing, except John Walker went next level on that.
Yeah, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
In Thunderbolt.
Yeah. So and then next thing you know, like they're doing their rounds, and then Rock's like seeing something a bit fun. No. Sorry. Chris Evans he hacks into some mainframe and
gives them information to mysterious people who we don't know who they are yet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then Rock, sees something wrong with the perimeter.
Yeah.
He's like, what's
This doesn't seem
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and the people on the outside, they're touching I want to say the Wakandan dome, but you
Yeah.
know how to think like in Wakanda where
Yeah.
people can't see in the camouflage dome or whatever it is. Yeah.
That's what I thought was cool. Like, I found it like, okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but I thought it was kind of cool how the North Pole was like basically a mini city.
Yeah.
He flies
But
in,
I tell you what as well, I know you didn't like Mercy Reef, aka the Aquaman TV pilot, but the logic that they used at the Bermuda Triangle is to disguise the entrance to Atlantis. I was like, all right, okay. That's why ship goes missing there. I like the logic of that.
Makes sense. Yeah. So,
like, okay, the Black Ops team are going into the camouflage, the illusion.
The Christmas dome. Just call it that. Christmas dome.
And then Rock's like something's odd's going on. Where is Santa? Then no one got eyes on Santa, and no one obviously. All the troops are like, no, I can't see him. He's not here. It's not here. It's not at this location. It's not at that location. And then I think Rock comes into one of the locations and he sees from the top them dragging Santa away.
Yeah, because he goes to the last place he saw Santa, and then and he sees a window open with a grappling hook, and he sees them dragging Santa. Well, he actually don't see him. He just sees them getting into what he believes is the snow cat. So then he starts chasing it, and telling people to chase it.
Yeah, and then he's using the capsule cause gimmicks where you got a little pill and then you throw it and then it blows up to whatever.
Yeah,
he's got the little item that he then zaps and it turns into the big item.
Yeah, and then he chases it, and then he does a very elaborate. So they get out of the dome, and like he sees like a bit of a mountain where it can be like an avalanche and ice come down and stuff like that. So he's like, if I do a wheelie on this, it will cut the snow, and then the snow will fall and hit this bad guy snowcat, and then I'll get to Santa. So he does all that. I'm like, okay, that's a bit. Don't know that's how science works.
That's a bit Triple X like, right?
Yeah. I was like, oh, so you're calling out Vin Diesel? Okay, sure. And then, so then he ends up stopping the thing. And then he opens up and there's no one's in there. And then when he looks up, you see a plane fly off, and that's with Santa and all the bad guys. And he's like, oh, it was all a trap. I mean, all a trick to the version so we can go after this. And then they have a meeting. This is when he goes back to has a meeting with Lucy Liu, who is the director or something. Or director of Norma? Was that Mona? That's right, yeah. The Mythological Oversight and Restoration Authority. Don't know what that means.
So when Indiana Jones got the Ark of Covenant, these are apparently the people that take care of them. Not that they're shared universe, but that sort of thing.
Sort of thing. They keep all the mythological things in track, whatever, And then, so Rock's like, they got Santa and need to find him, and she's like, oh no, we need to find him soon. If not, I've got to go and tell like all the prime ministers and everything and the presidents that there won't be a Christmas. And like, oh no, we only got 24 hours to do this. And like, okay, cool. Yeah,
and they discover from their computers that they've been hacked by someone. So then they reverse the hack to find out who it is. Which is Chris Evans, right?
That's when I was like, if he's meant to be like this super like hacker hunter whatever and stuff, like that's very sloppy for them to find him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I get it, plot device. Yeah, it's to get the plot going. It makes sense.
It is also where his spouse, because I don't know if it's wife or girlfriend or anything like that.
No, it's just the mother of his child. They never.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they say. So it's just like, all right, we don't know exactly what their relationship is.
Yeah. Well, as he says, there wasn't a relationship because she's married to some dude and that stuff now, and blah 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 blah. So he's sleeping in a bathtub. After being like drunk, and then he gets a phone call from his mother of his child. He's like, you just gonna pick up Dylan because I'm at work. I'm a nurse. I mean, she's a doctor. She's got stuff going on, and the stepdad is busy as well, and you don't do anything with your life, so you can go pick up his son. He's like, I can't because I can't. It's like, no, I know what you're doing. You're just being a bum. So basically, then he goes to go and pick up the son, and you find out that his son got expelled for basically entrapment and stuff. Lots of like,
Yeah.
he hacked into the register so then he can bunk a certain lesson so that he can practice guitar. But then some girl he likes wanted to do the same, so he did it for her. And then his friend cottoned on and wanted to skip class as well, so he did it for him. But then his friend ended up hanging out with the girl, and he got jealous, so he kind of stitched up his friend, and then the friend ratted him out.
Yeah, I think he was saying though as well that his friend wasn't even interested in practicing guitar.
Yeah,
he just wanted to hang out with the girl. So it didn't. It's not like it didn't benefit the guy. It was just like, well, what's the point? You're not doing the thing that we're setting up to bunk for anyways.
Yeah. So then his dad's like, well, once a third person gets involved, they become a loose end. They need to basically try to say you should have killed him, but I can't say it like that because you're a child.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this took a dark turn.
Yeah, and the lesson to learn is don't get caught.
Yeah. All right. And don't trust anyone. And like, you can't say it's your son. I mean, you're telling your son he shouldn't trust you. It's like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But sure, okay. All right. Yeah. And then he drops him home, and the mum was like, yeah, no, his son told him about us, like, a pageant or something that he's going to be doing. And he's like, I don't really you shouldn't really come, it's boring. But then the mum was like, yeah, you need to make an effort more with your son. He's like, I see him every once, and then she goes, yeah, but you should do it more.
And he told me not even to go to his thing, right? And even though she's like, yeah, but when he says for you not to go, he's making an excuse for you.
Yeah,
and that's not how it should be. Yeah, you should go.
Yeah, even I was like, yeah, if he wasn't that important to you, he wouldn't have mentioned it in the first place.
It's like when in real life when your age old grandma is like, oh, you don't need to come visit me often. It's like, no, hold on a second. Okay, but don't you're supposed to come and see you more often.
Yeah, so that sort of reverse psychology sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the guilt trip. It's just the not guilt trip.
Yeah.
But then, you just feel like that.
Actually, maybe I should.
Yeah.
And then, so then after this, Jack, who is Chris Evans, he's going back to his apartment, and he notices people following him. He's like, this is a bit shifty, but I'm going to pretend that I don't see them. So then he gets into his apartment, and then he's about to go in. He sees someone already in there. So then he starts fighting the guys. Which was a pretty...
Not Captain America style fight. No. Okay. He's just fluke fighting. Because
basically.
The way they choreograph it is he accidentally managed to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Which I thought was good.
Because, it's like...
and it wasn't like, it's purposely done in that way that it looks like choreographed fake.
Yeah.
But no, because they just kind of get overzealous and try to swarm him, and then he kind of it's like desperation and a little bit of opportunity. Accidental damage and stuff like that. Yeah,
and then he fights.
They got some sort of freeze gun, but not.
Gun, yeah, like some status sort of gun, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then he kind of fights them off. Gets out of his apartment.
Oh, he gets thrown into a bookshelf and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like the thing where you're in a sword fight, when you come into a gunfight with a knife, and somehow none of those gun bullets can hit you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then he manages to escape him and does like quite a cool trick where he gets to another building and like goes to someone else's room, and they've got like these what are they called? Well, there's net curtain sort of thing with like charms and stuff like that. So he like rummages that, so it starts making a sound and runs forward. So then when they come into the room, they think he went that way and then go there. Then he thinks he's escaped. Like, yeah, hey, I got out. Yeah, and then is it The Rock or is it Lucy Liu that stun guns him?
I believe it was Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy Liu. Yeah, it was. Yeah. And then they capture him, and then they box him up.
Yeah.
And take
but
him...
not like physically box him up. They put him in a box.
Literally, like put him in a crate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they take him to the North Pole, and then this is where he meets The Rock, and they're like, "You know where he is?" And like, dude, I have no idea what we're talking about. And he's like, "Yes, you do." He goes, "No, I'm that kind of person. If I knew, I'll tell you."
Yeah.
That's like his character. Yeah, that's how he's portrayed the character so far. He has no loyalty to anything. Yeah. So, And then
except for the dollar
bills,
right?
yeah. And then they kind of explain to him like, oh, that job, yeah. And then they're like, okay, we got to tell you something. Santa's real one, all this stuff. And he's like, wait, what? Okay. Who?
Yeah. I don't believe you. And then the big polar bear walks in with his
with his
red
jacket.
gear.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, okay, yep, okay, I'm fully on board now.
You know what? I accept everything you say now.
Yeah. All it took was a polar bear. Yeah.
A talking polar bear.
And then after that, they kind of introduce him to the whole world. He's like, oh, okay, this is quite crazy.
And then he tells them about the person who he got the information for, and then they go to Hawaii, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere really hot.
Yeah, to meet some gang.
Yeah. And so they walk in there, right? Oh, they just open. Wait, how did they do the portal doors? They just open the door.
Yeah, open a door and it just takes you somewhere.
Yeah, you walk from one door through to another, and you go to a storage cupboard, and it's not a storage cupboard; it's another door that leads somewhere else.
Yeah,
you have the special item that activates it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sure. Fine. Makes sense. You know, the mythical doors from Shazam: Fury of the Fury of the Gods.
Yeah, good film. Yeah.
Yeah, and they end up in I want to say Hawaii because that's what it looks like.
It looks like to me.
Yeah, and then they start talking to the guy that Chris Evans. Well, okay, he got the information for this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. He's been all gangster. Well, not gangster. He's like, I'm Matthew, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to say nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then Chris Evans, yeah. But you know the information you got about that operation. I know about it because I gave you that information. He goes, oh, all right.
Sure.
And then they ask him who that guy got the information for.
Yeah.
And he goes, you can't say her name. You can't say the name. Let me write it down.
Which I like this part. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then so he writes it down, and The Rock's like selling it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chris Evans goes, who do you mean?
Gorilla? Yeah.
Yeah. And then somehow Sabrina is like, from wherever she is, yeah, exactly. She tweaks her head like, hey, I heard that. I heard the whispers, you know what?
Yeah. And then like, oh, which I like that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. All of that. She's like, eliminate those people that need to be eliminated. Apparently, right?
Yeah.
Sends her swarm of snowmen, which don't melt. Which you'd think, okay, hold on a minute. So if they're in the sun, maybe they are quite powerful, and there's a lot of them, but the sun should weaken them as well. So it allows for two people to take them down. You know, it gives them a bit more of they got a debuff.
Yeah. You would think that, innit? But no, because I thought that'd be the case, but no.
They do some fun little fighting where the Icemen are turning the water into snow and stuff like that, and freezing people. And then Rock works out, you grab the snowman's nose, and it will.
Yeah, they will combust. Yeah.
And Chris Evans, I think, was fighting one of the snowmen by a grill or something to try and melt him.
Yeah. And then the thing it barely have its face. It just kind of just like shifted its face around, like it was like Terminator or something. And then, and then he did end up killing it by getting a gas bottle, hitting it with a knife, throwing a gas bottle at him, and then throwing petrol lighter fluid or something, which went over the grill, it exploded, and then which set off the propane tank or whatever, and it killed the Iceman because obviously his nose blew off from the explosion. So yeah, that's pretty.
And then smart. I think does Chris Evans get thrown into the pool, and he sees the Iceman turning everything into solid ice, and he starts swimming across it, get out, and strategically, just like when you're climbing a ladder to get the title, you just about make it or not make it and the ice there is relative to your speed.
Yeah. Which I was like, I don't know if it works that way. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't make this
just when he's about to get out, his boot gets frozen because he didn't quite make it, and then the guy's looming over him, and then Rock grabs the guy's carrot.
Yeah, his nose. Yeah,
from somewhere else. From the side, and it's got him done. But then when they go to find the guy with the information, he's all frozen up as well.
Yeah,
So
because he got touched with the ice sword. Yeah, because I thought, oh,
yeah,
he died. I was like, no, he's really forward. I was like, oh, okay, so he must be a mythological person as well then. Cause
yep.
anything that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they make the logical leap that Krampus, who used to go out with
Grilla.
Yeah, they used to be a couple. So then we must go to Krampus for information, and Krampus hates Santa because he's Santa's brother.
Yeah, adopted brother. Yeah.
Yeah, just like Loki and Thor.
Yeah,
right?
and I was like, oh, okay, I see it again. Yeah. But then did Krampus always look like the way he looks?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He's the one that created the naughty
cool.
list. You know what? As well, they should have thrown the Grinch in there for jokes, maybe as well.
Yeah, it could be like their cousin or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. So they go to Krampus's town. Yeah.
Leia, wherever it is, right?
Yeah. To see if
Oh yeah, like yes. I see why you say it's a town because it's like a castle that has, but it's loads of people around it.
Yeah.
So you don't know if it's just a confined area of where their particular scene takes place, or if there's a bigger area around it. You know?
Yeah.
It's just that you see the citadel.
Yeah.
And you see the banquet hall or whatever it is that they're in. So
yeah.
It could have been the town. Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So then they go to track him down, and they end up meeting him. And like,
wait. So The Rock says to Chris Evans, "All right, there's all this treasure, but don't take nothing. We're just here to go to Krampus to ask some questions and come back. Because if you take anything, we get arrested.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole bunch of trouble.
Yeah.
That we do not need because we just want to be in and out.
Yeah.
We don't want to fight Krampus or any of that trouble." And Chris comes, yeah, man. And then the Royal Guards are like, thief. And he's like, no. What are you talking about? Ain't no thievery going on here. Oh, that gold coin that's somehow in my pocket.
Someone put it there.
What do you mean? How did it get there? Yeah.
You're like, oh, dude, come on now.
Rock's like so disappointed, don't it?
Yeah.
Rock should have just said, I'm not with that guy. I don't know him.
Then this is like also feeding into like this is why I want to retire because I just don't like people anymore.
yeah.
All evil. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then they get brought to Krampus.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. So where's my brother? Like, him. I haven't seen him in forever. And he's like, but you're still didn't used to date. What's her name? Like, yeah, I did.
I think is it just before the segment or was it? No. They're in the jail now at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think you're right. That scene takes place, and then we go to another scene where Krampus is in the banquet hall or wherever it is, and he's lining up to like another guy there, and they're just in the. I've never
slap show, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the clips of this?
Yeah, it's the most stupidest sport I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how that got like funded and allowed because it's just dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah. I just don't see the
appeal.
Yeah, because they just like they put their hand right beside the guy's head and just
slap him much.
Forward,
the
body twist. I'm like, wow. That's just like fair enough in UFC you take punches at all boxing you take punches to the head but here you're just standing there waiting to get cussed. You're not even trying to get out of the way or anything like that, and full force as well. That's terrible. And like
when I first saw this sport, I was like, there's no skill involved, realistically. It just that could be over that one slap. Like it's not like boxing and MMA and stuff like where you train through it and like there's like things you'll consider while doing it so you can win or whatever. But this is literally that one lucky first slap punch. It's over.
Yeah. It's not like it as well. I mean, arm wrestling, yes, fine as well. There's technique and stuff.
But
not to say, I'm cussing the people who do the slap championships, because I want to take a slap from them, right? But I'm just like, I don't want to also stand there and let someone clap me over the head,
Yeah, as hard as they can and split my skull in half. Yeah, it's just dumb.
Yeah. But anyways, so the one guy slaps Krampus, and Krampus like
no sells it. He's like,
he's like, bitch, slap back here. Sends the guy flying. Yeah, and you're like, all right,
he's dead. Yeah,
and he's like, I'm the champion of Krampus Slamp.
Yeah, And then he monologues for a bit, basically saying about him and his brother and Grandala, blah, 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 blah. And then The Rock's like, I don't believe you. Like, well, believe what you want, innit, really?
Yeah.
And then...
But it don't matter because you're my prisoners and we can chop your head off or whatever, right?
And then... I can't remember, like, does The Rock challenge him too?
No. Okay. They were going to get taken away, thrown in jail, and Chris Evans like, well, actually, you know what, yeah? My boy, The Rock here.
Yeah.
So he could take you in Krampus slap. So, you know, and I know, like, you like a good challenge, right? Because, and he uses Silver Tongue Conman style confidence words of ego play?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Just to nudge at Krampus. So they at least got an exit route, and then Rock's looking at him like you gotta get me killed.
He's like,
Yeah. Oh, as long as not me getting killed, it's alright, you know?
You know. We've already established that you're not human, so you'll probably survive. It's fine. Yeah.
So the guy, like, Krampus is like, oh, I'll let you have the first hit, and then I'll go easy on you on my first hit.
Yeah.
So Rock slaps him, and they said shift, and everyone goes ooh, and then Krampus is like, right, okay.
Yeah.
And he's like almost stroking Rock's face because he's like, you're gonna get a good one, right? Yeah. But you know, it's gonna be like 50% power or something like that.
Then he just
Rock goes down. He's like, when he gets up, he's proper selling as though he took a stunner.
Yeah. He's like, ooh, all days, and then
And I think this is where Chris Evans sees all the items that the bits that they took from them on one of the guards.
Yeah.
So he just does that. He does that pickpocket bump into. Oh, sorry, it was an accident. I didn't mean to. Yeah. And so when the Rock has to line up his slap, reels his arm back, even though he's regretting it because you can see in his face, and Krampus grabs his hand and says, "Yeah, I'll give you help. And he tried to line him up. He grabs Rock's hand, puts it on his face to help him with the lineup, and Rock's already like dying at this point, right?
Yeah, he's like he's reevaluating all his life choices. Like, I should have never done this.
Yeah, and I believe that's when he reels his hand back, and Chris Evans puts the
gauntlet thing on him. Yeah,
the enlargement gauntlet or whatever it is.
Well, that's the gauntlet does many things because earlier on, I think we've got to mention this. It gives him strength to do something as well.
Yeah. The universal power gauntlet, I want to say. It does whatever you decide the plot needs it to do.
It's like the Sonic Screwdriver in Doctor Who.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So he gets that on and slaps Krampus.
Yeah.
Who kind of no-sells it again? He doesn't go like flying up when the Rock got slapped and all that stuff.
No.
Oh. And then...
No, but they used the kerfuffle to get away.
Yeah.
Because this caused a little bit of chaos.
Yeah, because isn't this where he gets the two Rock'em Sock'em robots and enlarges them? There's like...
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So then they start fighting all them and then they get away. And then this is also where he gets a call from his wife, the mother of his child, saying like, you need to be here for the recital, and he's like, no, I can't, you know, I'm not.
But he doesn't say, by the way, I'm in the Mystic castle with trying to save Santa for Christmas. And no, even though I want to sound like a horrible lie, right?
Yeah,
he just chose, no, I can't, which sounds even worse.
Yeah, it's like, we know you don't work, so
if you were on drugs, if he told the truth and it sounded like he was on drugs, at least he's off his head, right? He's a responsible parent. I don't want him coming there. He'll cause a scene. But if you don't say, Actually, this is what I'm actually doing. Yeah. But if you say, I'm doing nothing, it just means you're pathetic.
So that doesn't work in his favor.
Neither the truth nor lie nor what you said would work in his favor.
Like he had no chance at this point. Like he can't. There's nothing he could say that's going to get him out of this.
Yeah.
So then they rendezvous back somewhere else, and this is where there's a scene where we find out that Grendela, whatever her name is, has 12 sons. Is it 9 sons? Yeah, whatever. It has an X amount of sons who are shapeshifters, and their plan is to give everyone a naughty list a present that will suck them into some globe or something, and they try out on the first person on the list, which is Aaron Abels. It's like basically he's a person, first name an A and last name an A, and he's like,
not Arn Anderson or
no,
Austin
not
Aries.
or the worst man alive. And then so we catch this Aaron guy coming out somewhere, parked in disabled bay. He's clearly not disabled, and he's got like a Porsche, and then he gets a parking ticket, and then he still acting like a douche. He's like, yeah, whatever. Scrumps up the ticket, gets in his car, and he sees a present on his chair, and he's like, oh, okay, a present for me. I'm awesome. Let me open it. So then he opens it, and then it's a snow globe, and he starts looking at it. It's red initially, then it starts going blue, and then he just disappears. And then the traffic warden comes back to open the door, and then you find out it's one of the Grendela's kids who's a shapeshifter. And then they're like, he's not here. And I'm like, what do you mean he's not here? Which at this point you don't really understand. I didn't really understand. Like, oh, okay, not till later on. But that's what's meant to happen. Cool. So like, okay, we need to try this again on someone else. And then I think this is where we go back to Chris Evans and The Rock after just getting ready for campus, and they kind of like become buddies now. Like, yeah, we're friends. We survived this. Yay!
Yeah.
Hooray for us!
Yeah.
And
go on.
And this is when I think he says her name again, and she hears him, and then she finds out who's his son, who Chris Evans' son is, and she sends.
Well, to be fair, it's easily worked out because you can reverse the route that these guys went.
Yeah.
As far as deductions go, to find out the other end of the equation.
Yeah. So then, so they're driving. The Rock kind of explains why he doesn't want to be. They have a little monologue as well where The Rock's like,
they explain what ELF is, which is Enforcement Logistics and Fortification Division. There's the ELF. All right, okay.
Yeah, and they both kind of tell each other their backstories. Like The Rock has had enough of sort of the adults in the world because they're just all douches, and then Chris Evans kind of explains why he's a deadbeat dad. And
like
then
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, like Rey Mysterio, even though Rey Mysterio wasn't, which makes it even more funnier. And then they come across in the middle of the piano playing, and like, what the hell's this? Yeah. So then they go out and then to look at the piano, and he sees a box on it with Jack O'Malley's name on it. He's like, what? No. And then at that time he gets a call from his son, and his son's like, Dad, why don't you come? He's like, wait, what? Yeah, I can't because I'm doing this. He goes, then if you're not coming, why'd you send me this gift? I'm like, oh no, my son's got one. What is it?
Yeah, what? It's a snow globe. Oh, don't touch that snow globe. What? Were you trying to bribe me, Dad, with giving me a present even though I'm here? I don't like it. I don't want it.
Yeah. And then he opens it, and then he gets sucked into the snow globe, and then Jeff's like, I got to do the same thing. And The Rock, Cal, his name anyway, he's like, find me because I need to go get my son. Find me. He's like, I will, buddy. I will. He doesn't say that, but that's what basically.
Yeah. That's the implication, right?
So he gets sucked in, and they end up in Grendela's lair.
Yeah.
And this was like, so the snow globes, what they do, they put all the bad people in the snow globes. They stay there, and then the Rock is like, calls Lucy, like, we need to find Jack, and maybe if we find Jack, we can find out where she is, Grendela is. And like, okay, sure.
What we completely forgot to mention, by the way, was that they put a tracker on Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Earlier when they found him. So that leads to how they find him here by elimination.
Yeah.
Accidental elimination.
Accidental.
But during that time where they're where the Rock and Lucy are having their conversation, Chris Evans and his son are having a conversation and about a little heart to heart sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they happy. So their family will be happy at the end. It's got to be they start the healing.
Yeah. And there's one funny bit of that when Chris Evans kind of explains to his son about everything that's going on, and he goes, "Yeah, and we get stuck in these snow globes forever." The son's like, "Forever's like, well, maybe forever." It's like, well, you just buried the lead on that one. Now your son thinks he's gonna die. Oh, that's great. And then The Rock's trying to do his like mind thing, like mind palace. Like, hey, if we do this, maybe we can find out where where Santa is. And they're like, okay, let's look for Jack's tracker. And then Lucy Lou's trying, and says, we can't find it. It's gone. And then like, wait, maybe Santa hasn't left the city, hasn't left
The
North Pole. So then he calls up.
Yeah, go on. Yeah. I think you're going to say what I thought.
Yeah. So then he calls up Miss Santa Claus and is like, oh yeah, we're still trying to find him. We're gonna find him. She's, I'm just so nervous. I'm such a wreck. I've just been cooking cookies for him for he returns. Like, okay, so what cookies have you made him? Like, macaroons. Like, okay, see you soon. So then after that phone call, we phones like Lucy right back. Yeah, they're shapeshifters. Like, what do you mean? Like, Santa. She says she's baking him macaroons. He hates macaroons, so they're shapeshifters. And then that's when one of Grendel's sons comes back, and goes, yeah, they're onto us. I was like, how did he clock that? But okay, sure. Right. That's one bit I was like, how did he figure out that they figured out?
Well, I think he was the Mrs. Claus. I don't know actually.
Yeah, but like,
I thought he was Mrs. Claus, but maybe that.
No, he was.
Still wouldn't explain how.
But I still like.
No, but that wouldn't explain how he knew that the Rock knew.
Yeah, so that's what like. Is there something missing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever. And then so this is when the Rock figures out that there's like hidden tunnels. But he remembers like the old tunnels and stuff where they're probably hiding Santa Claus there.
And I believe also this is where Chris Evans and his son have enough of a conversation where they're kind of rebuilding their relationship, kind of, and then because they're not naughty anymore. Yeah,
it proves that they can change. That's they was able to get out of the
iceberg, the power of love, apparently. Basically, right?
Yeah. The power of change, yeah, basically.
That's it.
Yeah.
The power of redemption.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to go
Whatever you want to
however you're going to escalate it.
Yeah,
but
it's that.
Basically, he a bit like you know, in what's that Seth Rogen movie? I forgot what it's called. Well then.
This is the end?
This is the end, yeah. Yeah, where they go to do good stuff, and they go to the heaven. That's exactly kind of the gimmick here, right?
Yeah, I love that film. Yeah, and then so The Rock and Lucy Liu get into the building, get into Santa Town. I keep changing the name of this place, North Pole, and then they are looking around, and while they're doing that as well, Chris Evans' son are trying to escape, and they bump into him, and then The Rock. No, that's it. Chris Evans doing something, and The Rock like goes to grab him from behind, and so he elbows The Rock in the face, and The Rock goes, "Oh, Jack, it's you." And he goes, "Yeah, it's me." And he's like, "Wait a minute," and then he like pins him against one, goes, "If you could turn any toy into a real thing, what would it be?" And he's like, "Wonder Woman," because the joke from before, which set up to this, where he keeps wanting to get The Rock to turn a Wonder Woman action figure in real life because he has a thing for Wonder Woman. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Marvel DC, right?
Yeah.
If they just happen to have that joke, or it's because Gal Gadot was with The Rock in Red
Note. Is it Red Note?
Red Notice, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's because this is called Red One. I was like, that can't be called Red Notice. But I think it was. Actually.
I think it was. Yeah, that's why at one point when these films were coming out, I thought it was a sequel to it or something.
Yeah. Just imagine, right?
Yeah, and then so they're like, yeah, we need to find Santa and all the other stuff. So then they go to find Santa, and then they're running through a corridor, and the son's behind, and he kind of stops and hears a noise. Like, wait, we've got to look through this door here. So then they open up this door, and it's all the other elves, like, you know, the Polar Bear Man.
The real ones and not the fake ones,
Yeah. So then they're like, hey, we've got a team now. We can take on Grendela and her. How many sons she has? I can't remember. Yeah. So then they approach to the sleigh, but where also this is where they find out that Grendela is gonna be anti Santa Claus and go around giving all the bad people the snow globes so they can go into the snow globes, and then I don't know, this is my headcanon that she's gonna feed off their misery. I don't actually know. So they don't really explain why she's doing this in a way. Or they kind of explain that her and Krampus enjoyed people be miserable. That's why they punishing bad people. That's why they kind of clicked. Well, sure. Yeah. So then they get to the hangar, and this is where they're like, ultimate showdown time. Our team versus your team. So then, they all start fighting. Yeah, Lucy Liu takes out her stun gun. Her nightstick starts battering people. Everyone starts fighting, and then Grenda's like, "Oh, I need to go." And also forgot to mention, Santa Claus is in the sleigh's basically a ship. Basically, Santa Sleigh's basically a ship, and he's on it because the sled can't go anywhere without Santa being on it. So they put him in some like containment field. So then she gets it going, and they go down like that 12-mile runway, just like in Fast and Furious 7. Yeah. So then they do all that, and then The Rock and Chris Evans chase after it, and somehow Chris Evans has enough foot speed to catch up to it.
He's Captain America, you know?
Yeah, that's like, okay, this is the Captain America part of it. So then they get on a sleigh, and they try to fight her. She's like, "Nah, dogs, I'm stronger than both of you." So she beats them up. And
and then she turns into her final form, which is like,
I think that's after, isn't it?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, they fight her, and then Chris Evans conveniently gets thrown towards where the reindeers are. So then he's able to get back to the front of the reindeers, and there's like a connection device that he kicks off while The Rock is kind of fighting her to distract her. So then this happens. So the reindeers get free, they fly off, and then the sled just power slides down the runway, and she falls off. And then like, yeah, we did it. Power of new friendship. But then you hear a noise, and then it's her in her true form.
Yeah.
And then she starts battering the crap out of them. Again, I don't know how Chris Evans survives, because he gets like punched by one of her tentacles and thrown. Like, dude, you're mere human compared to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then that happens, and then you hear some like rock music in the distance, like it's not Iron Man, but it sounds like that.
Yeah.
And then it's Krampus coming to save his brother. He's like, "Yes, you, Grendola, you can stop this. You know, we had good times being miserable together, but you know, this is not right. You know, let Santa do his thing." And she's like, "No," and then she beats him up for a bit, and then this one really, I kind of can't remember how to resolve it, because
I think they got all the reindeers. They kind of gore her with their antlers.
Yeah, but there's actually before so Santa's somewhere, right? And then does the call for the reindeers and Krampus in it, if I'm correct? Yeah, and then then she gets like beat up by The Rock, who can turn small and large at will because of his device. And then in my head, this didn't happen, but I feel like he uppercutted her, and then that's when the reindeers did their break. What's Cloud's move in Final Fantasy 7 with all the swords?
The Omnislash.
Yeah, where he throws up one sword slash, he's catching up. Basically does that. Yeah.
Omnislash version 2, because you're talking about the animated movie version.
Yeah, from Advent Children. Yeah, does that, and then she falls into the sled, which is full of the snow globes, and then the snow globes somehow absorb her, and then she gets put into one, and the day is saved.
Yep, exactly.
And then The Rock's like, "Hey, Santa, I don't want to retire." He goes, "Yeah, I knew you weren't going to retire, because you saw the innocence back in people." Because then because actually it's a bit later, because Santa's like, "Okay, we're behind the schedule, and we're going to deliver all these presents tonight." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then he's like, "Jack, Dylan, you want to come?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll come and watch you do this. That doesn't make any sense." So then they go and start doing all the presents. And then you see Jack, Chris Evans, and his son talking. And Rock's looking at him. Then he sees Chris Evans as a kid again. And he's like, "Oh, I see it now. People can change. People are still good. I don't hate the human race anymore."
Yeah, Rocky 4, right? You could change. I could change. We all could change.
Yeah. Even though, which I still think, like, they could have took a really like cool dark turn with this, if I was honest. Like, The Rock kind of at the end becomes so jaded. He becomes a bad guy, but no, we don't do it.
Yeah. The big boss ending.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then so they save Christmas, and I like this whole scene where he was going through the houses, dropping presents, and it was quite creative. Like, okay, well, that makes sense. They kind of logified this to me. Yeah. And then
ends on a
positive.
happy note, because that's it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
The operation's done, dusted, and The Rock doesn't retire, and then Christmas, the power of Christmas heals all wounds. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fine. It was fine. It was
I enjoyed it.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It wasn't epic or anything like that, but it's just like, like you said, some fun concepts, some novel concepts, and some original concepts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
but as far as does it leave a lasting impression? Well,
no. Would this be like a film I watch every Christmas? No. Because I probably forget it exists, if I'm honest. Until, like, if there's a would it be called Red 2? But yeah.
Red 1, 2?
Yeah. I'm saying, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'll say if it was on TV, I'll probably watch it. But because it's a streaming film, it's not going to be on TV. So it's like, I'm not going to go my way to, like, type in Red 1 on, like, Amazon to watch ever again, am I? Unless, I don't know. It was alright. It was alright.
Yeah, it's not fine. It's not. It's not terrible. It's fine. It's fine actually.
Yeah.
It was a entertaining 2 hours.
Yeah.
Not a grand or
affair,
epic 2 hours, but I knew the vibe going in. I knew what it was. So you accept. You're like yeah, and it kind of fit with the tone of exactly what it was.
Yeah. I didn't see much review because I saw IGN give it like a 2 or something like that. But then
out of 5.
Out of 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was like,
okay, that's a bit low.
Yeah, but then watching, I was like, this is at least like a 5 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like, it's entertaining. It's not thought provoking or it's going to change my life. No. It was entertaining.
It's far, far from terrible.
Yeah, like I've seen a lot worse than this. Like Christmas films. Like I watched I'm not going to say it's terrible. I watched the newest Home Alone, Sweet Home
Alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that? Home Alone 5.
I think it's 6. I think it's 6.
Okay. Because I knew there's Home Alone 1, there's Home Alone 2, there's Home Alone 3 with some new kid, right?
Yeah, and there's Home Alone 4.
Yeah, and 5. I know there's Home Alone 4 and 5.
Give me a sec. Let me. It's like, and I'm about to say it's terrible. Actually, it's not actually that bad. Like I actually watched it. I was like, you know what? There's actually bits where I was laughing. So I was like, oh, okay. So wait, alright, I'm alone.
Was it straight to video, by the way?
Yeah, straight to Disney Plus.
No. But what I'm saying is, what was it done for streaming, or was it a TV movie?
No, I'm pretty sure it's done for streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can tell it's got a budget, but it's not a high budget.
How long ago was it made?
2021 it was made.
Oh, it's still going on, that franchise.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a 6th one. Yeah. So you got Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Home Alone 3, Home Alone 4, The Holiday Heist.
Home Alone 5, yeah.
Yeah, and then Home Sweet Home Alone. Yeah,
okay.
That's number. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Yeah, like.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they probably should just reboot the whole thing, but
I tell you one thing.
Okay, what they got some terminology for that franchise like that, and they call it a zombie franchise because it's dead, but still being kept alive.
But the funny thing is, saying that, this one actually is connected to the last one, like to the first 2 anyway, because there's a joke in it, like the family's house is protected by what's the family's name again? McAllister Securities, and then his older brother Buzz from the first 2 is in this as well as a police officer. Yeah, and then
wait, the same guy?
Yeah, same guy.
Oh, okay.
And they make a joke. He goes, so the police call him up and say, "Oh, can you check this house?" Because the parent thinks their kid's still there. He goes, "No, it's my brother Kevin. He's playing joke on me. He does every year at Christmas, so I'm not falling for it." Like, okay.
Okay.
But
a decent watch. If you got a couple of hours, it's not hard. I wouldn't not recommend it, but I would say if you know Ian Thorne, you're kind of entertained by that sort. I don't want to say it's nonsense fun because it's not quite nonsense, but it is a bit fun, right?
It's a bit fun.
Then
yeah. You know, The Rock's just been The Rock. You know, it's
Chris Evans is Chris Evans.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's not even like it's probably an easy payday for him, and I'm happy with him. You know.
Yeah, exactly. There's not really much more to be said.
No.
Yeah, so that's and we're not trying to backhand praise or anything like that, but he's just kind of like, look, you know, the 10 of the characters are in it, and the actors playing those characters.
Yeah,
you know, it's going to be a little fun, little side adventure. Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, it's just, you know, watch it.
Yeah, yeah, but like you say, is you watch it and you're like, okay, but it's not going to be one of those where you're like, oh yeah, this is on my Christmas movie list. I'm going to watch every Christmas, even though I will say something like Batman Returns, which I do enjoy. I don't watch that every Christmas anyway.
Yeah, no.
So it's kind of a bit of an odd. That is an odd list where you're going to start. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to watch these particular movies. Christmas, every Christmas anyway. Like what's that? Jingle All the Way. You don't want to watch that at Christmas.
No, I've probably even watched that like 3 times in my whole life.
Yeah.
And it was when I was like a child. I've never watched it. There's no like thing that's like, hey, you know what's a good Christmas film I want to watch? Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
You know, like there's like child Christmas films that I'll still watch to this day. Like, but that's not one of them. It's not one of them.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll be us signing off for this episode.
Short,
wait, by the way, so did you think Red 1 was better than what you were expecting?
Yeah, it's better than a lot better than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like
I would say it was decently exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah. Like I said, I went in kind of thinking, okay, this is gonna be kind of terrible. And I come out thinking, no, you know what? Good way to spend 2 hours, I guess, you know. Like I didn't ever look at my phone while watching it. That's another thing. Like I said before, my indicator of a film's a film if I don't get distracted with something else. That didn't.
Yeah. And like you say, sometimes you're like, wow, why is this movie not ended yet? But it's no. This movie moved at a decent pace and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, I'll give it to them.
You just kind of not wanting to praise The Rock at the same time.
No, like he did decent in it. I'm not like he wasn't. He's typical rock, but then he wasn't not Rock. You know what I mean? There's that weird in between where he's like, okay, this is kind of suitable for him. You know, he's like not super macho guy who's invincible and everything like that.
Yeah. His lane, His lane, he knows
his lane,
exactly. He knows his role. That's what you're trying to say.
He knows his role and told me to shut my mouth, but he didn't do it this time, so, you know. So I'm all right with it.
All right, so that's us signing off. I'm the cosmic entity that when you whisper my name,
you appear.
Yeah.
Joe Henry.
Not Joe Henry. See my choice? No, I do believe that Joe Henry is going to be in a Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, he will be. He will be. If not, that's
TNA champion at that point, hopefully as well.
I don't know.
Well, he's got the title match, so
I know, but it's like this. I think it's like the third time he'd be challenging for it. And if he has to actually he has to win at this point. If not, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. And they time it so that he can be in the Rumble. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so they can have
he has the belt, he's in the
TNA champion. Yeah,
exactly. So if you're the champion of your organization, why are you going to put someone else's champion?
Yeah, it kind of craps on the on the champion.
Yeah, but then that's WWE for you. They make himself look better than everyone.
Yeah, no,
I know there's different people in power now, but
yeah, that's I don't know. Maybe he needs to win it after the. I don't know. It's a weird. But I think whatever it is this week, isn't it? The pay-per-view. So
the New Year one pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The day one pay-per-view, is it? Whatever.
No, I think TNA's got over a pay-per-view.
Oh, you mean that? Yeah. Is it Final Resolution?
I think so. Yeah, and I think that's this week. So yeah, no, he's winning it. Yeah.
Then we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. And yes.
Wait, who are you?
I'm trying to think.
You're trying to buy time. All right. Sign off and then do it.
Wait, no. Wait. Okay. I am the man who resolved all my family problems with becoming a man. Okay, all right. Yeah, because that's what his baby mother did put out. He goes, "Hey, that's called maturity." Like, oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Cool, Charles, and thank you for listening to us review the Amazon movie Red One starring The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Christopher American's
Captain
Ass.
America
No,
Evans.
American's Ass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Evans. And yeah, let us know if you've watched it, or you plan on watching it. If you're Amazon Prime, I'll say watch it.
You already paid for Amazon Prime, yeah?
Yeah, so you might as well watch it, make the most of it. And let us know what your favourite part is if you've seen it, or do you plan to see it? And also, do you think there'll be a sequel or a prequel with Krampus and Santa, and how they went their separate ways?
Like how we got Lion King and
Lion King Mufasa
and Scar, but he's not called Scar at that point.
No, or we got the first the prequel movies of Star Wars, which basically told us how.
Or if you want to go deep and far down this route, we got a Tekken movie and Tekken.
Oh yeah, basically
Tekken 2. New Year's Revenge, where he's someone else completely. He's a younger dude, but someone else completely.
Yeah, all that. And or if you've got any other ideas what for a sequel, let us know in the comments down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you listen to this in the audio realm, you can leave us a comment on Instagram or tweet, and you can find our Instagram and Twitter handles on the top of the screen where I'm pointing up to. And if you listen to this everywhere else, give us a like, share, subscribe, or a 5-star review, all that lovely jubbly stuff. And until next time, guys, Happy New Year?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
By the time it comes out to be New Year.
So for us, it'll probably be Happy Tokyo Dome, because we're going to be having a look at Wrestle Kingdom. Is it 19?
Yes. No, it's 18, I think.
Okay,
no, I think you might be right. It might be right. Ooh. Yeah, that, and we'll see you then. And until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.